Welcome to the hardest challenge in RuneScape, Nightmare Mode. I have 1 HP, and if I take damage at any point, my account gets deleted. And the first 108 did. My goal is split up into 3 phases, and phase 1 is the world's first ever fire cape without ever taking damage. I've survived 200 hours without ever taking damage. There's 3 things left on the to-do list before we risk this beautiful account on a flawless run of the fight caves to obtain our fire cape. One of those things is an estimated 80-hour mystery grind that I'll be revealing in this video. But to start this week off, it was time to finish something that's taken far too long. Cave crawler task done. I have a very important mission in these next 20 to 25 hours of gameplay, and that's get 70 combat by any means necessary and get to 29 Slayer tasks completed. It's all part of the plan. Without 70 combat, I'll never get enough Slayer points for broad bolts, so I'm about to start my week off by doing a ton of training. All of it is going to help so much when it's fire cape time. 57 defense, getting closer to my goal. I've been collecting a bunch of these ensouled heads as well, and these big bones. I still want to get that prayer higher, ideally in the 50s at least. 67 range, beautiful. 3 levels away from my mini goal right now, and 68 combat. We're finally range based on the account, which means magic is no longer deciding my combat levels. For the longest time, I wasn't getting any combat levels from range, so completely out of bone bolts. I've been here for quite a while. I've been collecting so many heads. I think I have almost 30 in the bank. Don't really want to spend all my money right now. 50, 200 bone bolts should be good. It was time to start running through some easy tasks to get 29 completed. That way, once I hit 70 combat, I can start getting big point bonuses on my 30th, 40th, and 50th task. Those 3 tasks at Kaeldar should be just enough Slayer points to unlock broad bolts. One of the main pieces I need for this 80-hour mystery grind. You ever seen a bat task completed? Because we just did one. 29 tasks done. Now we can just beeline it to 70 combat. Should be like 15, 16 hours away because I'm doing it all on long range, which is much, much slower, but I do want that defense level up. I have so many ensouled heads stored up in my bank right now. This should get me kind of close to another combat level. First prayer level down on the ensouled head purge. I'm about 12 in right now. Unlocked redemption. Very... I'm not gonna be using that. Ooh, I'm gonna get an XP lamp here. I don't even know what to use this on anymore. I guess Slayer's my biggest problem right now, so I guess that. I've already got my herb lore. I like where my prayer is at right now. And the big 50 prayer. Let's go, dude. Such a nice level to have. 58 defense. It's been a long day at the ogres. What do you know? 68 range and 69 combat. I should have 70 combat in the next like 4 hours, I want to say. I'm happy to report there has been no close call at ogres since that one from way back. Oh, and 59 defense. 1 more level until I hit my pre-fire cape goal for defense. Full inventory of ensouled heads coming into the bank along with some seeds. It's good that I'm restocking some Ranar seeds as well. Started the week at exactly 200 hours played, and we're already 24 hours higher at 224 after some farming, Slayer tasks, ensouled heads, and a bunch of training. 1 more level to finish it up and move on. And 69 range, I think that's it. Yes, 70 combat. We could actually use a decent Slayer master now. Oh, the tides are turning, and I'm 1 level away from both 70 range and 60 defense. Those are such milestone levels. All right, it's time. Back to stressful Slayer and putting the account at risk. It's time for our first Kaeldar task, and there's several that would be pretty damn risky. We have to dodge some bad luck here because I only have enough for 1 cancel. What's it gonna be? First task of the new Slayer master. It's time to make your life better. Watch this. You know what would be awesome? Meal prepping without the prepping part. That's what today's sponsor Factor does for me. Look at these meals. Aren't they beautiful? They get delivered to your doorstep, pre-prepared and ready to eat in 2 minutes. I've been using Factor for years now. I even recently upped my orders to 8 meals a week because I love the convenience of always having something to eat, especially on days when I go to the gym. I can even specifically choose meals from their Protein Plus selection, stock them up in the fridge, and if I'm ever feeling lazy, I grab one from the fridge, heat up a delicious meal in 2 minutes, and I'm good to go. And you can see everything that's in these meals. There's no surprises. It's cheaper and healthier than takeout or fast food. They've got meals to accommodate basically every diet out there. You'll definitely find something you like, and it's really no sweat. You can always skip a week if you need to. So go change your life for the better by using my code SETTLEDMAY50 to get 50% off your first box. Or you can scan my QR code on screen to get yourself started. It is such a good decision. Thank you to Factor for sponsoring. Back to nightmare mode. And 170 lizards, no. This is like one of 3 bad tasks for me. Could I theoretically do 170 lizards with no damage? Absolutely, but I'd have to make sure I don't take damage from the desert heat or the lizards, so I'd have to go there with lots of water skins, all my prayer potions, manually use the ice coolers, all for an extremely mediocre task. This would be over an hour in the middle of the desert, so I'm gonna use my one single skip on this and just hope I get something okay. That is better than okay. That is so good. I can kill the caged one in the wizard's tower. That is such a safe task, and there's so much XP to be gone with that. That is a good one. Okay, the skip was worth it. I have literally 0 Slayer points now, so we are treading on thin ice. Although I will get 50 points after this task, which is nice. Being able to do caged monsters for Slayer is such a relief. It's such a weight off my back to not really have to pay attention to anything. I just sit here. We're gonna be getting some very nice milestone levels from this task. 79 XP per kill. This task took over 2 hours, and I did get a couple drops worth telegrabbing. Mainly a couple ensouled heads I can't use just yet. These require 72 magic, but will probably be used before the fire cape. 48 Slayer. And task done. We're back in the green on our Slayer points, and only 5k to go till 49. 150 basilisks is my next task. This should be very doable. It's just gonna come down to finding a reliable lure spot. Good safe spot for these guys. Also gonna need a mirror shield for this one. I'm bringing my last 4 prayer pots for this task. I do need to collect some more snape grass later. If I'm even close to running out of prayer, I'm just gonna teleport out. Don't want to risk anything, but this should get me through the task. I am going to make sure my mirror shield is equipped at all times. In fact, I don't know why I brought my hard leather shield, but I'm going to keep it in the bottom of my inventory because I don't want to accidentally click on it. Basilisks have a higher defense than lesser demons, surprisingly enough. And my point when I say that is, the longer a task is, the higher the odds that I make a really dumb, simple mistake to end the account. And that's always a little, you know, unnerving. The nice part about these guys is that they are unaggressive. So the safe spot is right here. It's a corner trap, but it also works across these rocks. And I'm not going to be attacking that one. Okay, there is only a few of them that I can actively attack, and they will actually get stuck. Because some of them, their wander range is too far, but others, like this one, can be corner trapped right here on these rocks. I'm just going to make sure they're corner trapped. Like, I'll keep my prayer up for a little while longer than I need to, just to make sure. I want to be very, very cautious on this task. I just feel like it's tasks like this that I expect my account to be deleted on. Not like some super mechanical boss, but the everyday Slayer task. In fact, maybe what I'll do is just prayer flick during the kill. Even though it's safe spotted, just as a paranoid failsafe in case anything were to happen. And this also ensures that I don't look away from the screen for the next 2 hours. Nice, 49 Slayer. Gonna keep going, 74 left of these guys. It's gone pretty well. No close calls. Oh. Okay, that was definitely the closest call, and that wasn't even that close of a call. Yes, big milestone level, 70 range, Black D-Hide, officially unlocked. I wonder if we can get our hands on some. Would be such a nice upgrade before the fire cape. I wonder if it's possible. Went through 2.5 prayer pots for this one, but definitely worth it. 11k Slayer XP in like 2 or 3 hours, I'd say, which isn't too bad for my current tasks. I'm about to really change the pace and do something that you might have never expected to see on this account. But very quickly, before I do that, I'm gonna put some finishing touches on the stats. Boom, 6 minutes off a system update, and we polish off the final defense level pre-fire cape. I think with 60 defense, 70 range, 50 prayer, we can officially cross off one of the 4 pre-fire cape goals off the list. All 3 stats are way higher from when I made the goal, and I would feel pretty comfortable going into a fire cape with these stats now. I would like to keep getting my stats higher, and if we make it alive to this 80-hour mystery grind, I think we'll be seeing our range hit 75, maybe even 80 over the next couple weeks, so there's still time to get in much better shape before the fire cape. The more DPS, the more prayer, the less possibility to make mistakes, so I need anything I can get. Literally anything that can make it easier is better. In case you were curious about the impact of the defense levels I've been training, there are some fight cave monsters that are now much more unlikely to hit me, while I'm most likely going to be praying mage or range. It's not foolproof, but now the odds are on my side. It's likely that I can tank a smaller mistake if it happens. Clearing out the rest of the ensouled heads, heads. Every level helps. 51. Now, I'm gonna clear the rest of these up, and then it's time for a stressful but also fun change of scenery. I think it'll be cool. Minigames. Almost all of them are virtually impossible for an account with 1 HP, which is a shame because things like the Last Man Standing store would be so good for me. Lots of supplies and ammo, but if I loaded up into a Last Man Standing game, I'd take damage and destroy my account in seconds. You go down the minigame list and it's basically all locked off for a Nightmare account. Good luck doing any of these minigames without damage. But I've been thinking of ways to get my hands on the best ammo possible for fight capes. I have this rune crossbow I've been dying to use, but ammo is so hard to come by. I'm closing in on broad bolts, which I'm gonna still need no matter what, but what if I could get my hands on some enchanted diamond bolts for the fight cave? I'd improve my DPS by 20% over the broad bolts, and there is a way to do it. The answer is Soul Wars, a PvP and PvM minigame, but it's a lot different than most minigames on this list. If I load it up into any old Soul Wars lobby right now, my account gets deleted in seconds. I can't participate in the usual mosh pit of damage that happens, but in Soul Wars, you can 1v1 people. Granted, people aren't the only dangerous thing in Soul Wars, but it is by far the main threat, so what if I could eliminate that threat? I'd be able to buy Spoils of War from the shop, which have a 1 in 6 chance of giving Addy bolts. If I can farm up 1,000 Addy bolts, it would be a crazy improvement to my setup before the fire cape. And before you say it, no, this is not the 80-hour mystery grind I was talking about. But we'll have to take a few precautions to make sure this grind is remotely safe, even in a 1v1. That's because my opponent is gonna be me. Now, all I had to do was get through the Soul Wars tutorial. Whoa, jump scare, bro. Putting that big avatar in front of me. Definitely gonna be the scariest minigame tutorial I will do on this account, and the only minigame tutorial I will do on this account, because this is the only one I can play, essentially. I remember this tutorial having deaths and damage, but it must have been a figment of my imagination. Okay, see, never mind. We do in fact die during the tutorial, but it's more like he just teleports you to the graveyard. You don't actually die. Very important distinction. The health does not go down. Okay, time to take precautions. The plan is to challenge myself to tons of Soul Wars games. That way, I can control the enemy team on my other account. Most important thing, my other account will have attack options completely disabled so that I don't accidentally delete myself, and auto-retaliate must be off at all times for the same reason. I think with that, we should be good. Monsters in the arena are also naturally unaggressive, which is good, and with this method, I won't even have to touch the enemy team avatar. In order to get Zeal to spend in the shop, I have to do certain things in the game, such as capturing and controlling the 3 main points of the map, and how many fragments I sacrifice to the soul altar in the center. Lastly, how long the game goes on for, which should be around 4 to 5 minutes a game. Okay, I just surrendered on my other account. That gives me my first 16 Zeal. Wasn't too bad. It doesn't seem like there's anything too risky about this method with the precautions I've taken. I just really need to make sure that my prey melee is up if I'm ever attacking a monster. It takes 30 Zeal to buy a crate. I have 16, so I can get roughly 4 to 5 crates an hour if I'm consistent. There's lots of drops I can get from these crates aside from adamant bolts too. It's a pretty nice loot table, but once I get 1,000 addy bolts, I am leaving since it's really all I'm after. I have a fire cape to go for, so we've got our first 130 Zeal, which means we can buy 4 Spoils of War. Time for a loot box opening. Let's equip the rune crossbow to manifest these addy bolts. Crate number 1. Ranar seed, nice. Rune legs, pretty good. Okay, we'll take it. Number 2, not great. Rubies would be good if I could use ruby bolts, but a ruby bolt would kill me, so soul runes are okay. And last one, Runeful Helm. Okay, well, not a bad haul, but no Addy bolts, unfortunately. All in all, pretty good money, though. Okay, 4 more crates to open. Let's do it. Okay, that was a pretty good one with almost 300 nature runes. And no Addy bolts, unfortunately. We got some arrows. Close, but not exactly it. The Soul Wars potions are absurdly good, by the way, because they're everything in one, including a prayer potion. To make sure I never drop my prayer points to a scary level, I have a sound that will play as soon as my prayer points drop to 35, like subscribe and drink a potion. Yep. Subscribe and drink a potion. That plays every time. I'm not taking any chances. Pray melee stays on. Okay, just a quick little 2 crate opening. Let's be fast with it. Yes, there we go, baby. Adamant bolts, first one. 1, 284, not a bad drop. My god, my first usable ammo with my rune crossbow. It's been so long. Obviously, I don't want to waste these bolts. I desperately need them, but it is still cool to have some ammo for this thing. Took 10 crates to get our first adamant bolt drop. Let's see if we can get 3 more, or potentially 2 more if they're both like 400, but I also need 65 fletching to turn these into diamond bolts, so that's going to be a little mini grind, but I have something planned out for that. That should be pretty easy. 71 range, moving up. All right, just finished up a game. We have a huge crate opening, 330 zeal right now, which means 11 crates, so we should get some bolts here. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, dragon longsword. What? Okay, diamonds are good. And no bolts, not a single drop of bolts in 11. Oh my god, not even any rune bolts either. I can get Addy or rune. I need the Addy bolts way more, but we're up to 22 crates opened with 1 drop. Well, this is why I don't want to use these as any source of main ammo. I definitely need broad bolts. Back to Soul Wars we go. After 6 hours, I finally got comfortable with this place. With my prayer alert functioning and attack options turned off on account number 2, I was able to relax a little bit and just put the time in. Okay, another game complete. It's been 3 hours since the last clip, and we are ready to buy another 12 crates. 370 zeal packed up right now. I am not bringing out the rune crossbow this time since that apparently has not worked. All right, let's go through these. Number 1. Yes, some bolts. We got runite bolts. Okay, that's still good because I can use my rune crossbow. We will take those any day. Finally. More rune bolts. Beautiful. We love seeing crossbow ammo. Yes! Oh my god, this is perfect. We've got 2 drops of rune, 1 drop of Addy. Can we keep it going? More runes. Very nice. And last one. Okay, well, at least we got the 1 drop of Addy bolts and we got 3 of runite bolts. So that's pretty damn nice. I kind of want to save the rune bolts for maybe some tougher Slayer tasks, because similarly to the Hunter's crossbow, there are some Slayer tasks where we want to use our absolute best stuff just to get it over with quickly. So, okay, speed opening, uncut diamonds, runite bolts. Yes, we love to see it. Coal, nature runes, money, swordfish. Yes, perfect. Give me more. It's been a nice, cool 4 hours, and boy, have I got a treat for you guys. Let me put away my trusty escape crystal. 12 more crates are about to be opened on the Settled YouTube channel. Number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got some bolts. Yes, we got one. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna keep opening because I only need 1 more. Just give me 1 more adamant bolt drop, and we finish it on this opening. We cannot finish it. I gotta say, the luck has been atrocious here for Addy bolts. We're up to 809, which is great. We need 1 more drop of them. But I've opened 57 crates in 15 hours. It's a 1 in 6 drop, and I've hit that 1 in 6 3 times in 57 crates. That's impressively bad luck here. I'm even up to 73 range now, getting closer to 74. All right, 3 more crates and no Addy bolts. We're up to 60 with 3 Addy bolt drops. It gets more ridiculous each time. And no more big openings since I only need 1 more drop. Let's just do 1 at a time and we'll get it eventually. I had spent almost 18 hours at Soul Wars in the last 3 days, and I was starting to go incredibly dry. Okay, this will be crate number 66. What are we thinking? Yes! Yes, Addy bolts, we're done! We're gonna be able to make the 1,000 enchanted diamond bolts for the fire cape. This is a precious commodity for me right now. Boom, 1,100 bolts. Took 66 crates. Wow, that is insanely unlucky. It's close to 20 hours just for that many bolts. It came with other benefits too. The bank is looking pretty nice. The fire cape is getting pretty close with the bolts taken care of. All that's really left is the mystery grind, because I need 55 Slayer to do the mystery grind, and then it's fire cape time. And I think it's time I reveal what that mystery grind is. I wonder what the odds of me completing a hard clue are on this account. I want to say probably like less than 1%. I'm really interested, but that's a conversation for another day. Maybe we can roll some black d'hide. I mean, that would be black d'hide, the biggest gear upgrade remaining that I haven't gotten. Since prayer isn't going to matter during the fire cape with 27 prayer pots, ranged accuracy is my best friend. The better my DPS, the less time there is for me to make a mistake, and that's all that matters. And just about the only realistic way for me to get black d'hide: completing a hard clue scroll. 35% of hard clue scrolls have a piece of black d'hide in the reward, But damn, is it going to be an incredibly difficult task on Nightmare Mode. I can complete less than 5% of all hard clue steps. There's over 200 of them in game. So getting up to 6 completable steps, getting a reward, not taking damage to potential risky steps, all the while farming at best a 1 in 64 drop rate for hard clue scrolls. I'm suspecting it'll take me 80 hours to complete one hard clue scroll on Nightmare Mode, and that's if I get pretty lucky. But that casket would be an incredible achievement, and it could take the account just that one level further before we risk it all on the fire cape. This is the last piece of the puzzle before we put it all on the line. 55 Slayer and a hard clue scroll completion. That is our mystery grind. Almost 50 hours of progress in this video. I will see you next time on Nightmare Mode. Take care.